Good morning. I wanted to make this video to go over our class syllabus. So we are here at our main Moodle page, and I'm going to scroll down a bit. I divided this so that the first section has a lot of things about how to do stuff, and one of the things is this class syllabus. So we're going to click on this. And I'm going to click print just for the purposes of this video. It's going to be a little bit clearer. All right, so this class is online asynchronous, which means we're not meeting at any specific time. My name is Jesse Smith-Fulia. My email address is right there. It's probably the best way of getting a hold of me is via email. Please feel free to come visit me. If you are coming specifically to come visit me during office hours, please shoot me a message. Let me know. This way I'll make sure that I'm not doing other things, but otherwise I'm normally there. So this course description, this class looks at contemporary social problems from the view of sociology. We look at the common ones like gender and race and class, wealth inequality, things like that, but then we also go into other things like crime and drug abuse and war and things like that. There is our textbook right there. It is, I believe it's in the bookstore. I link to the first chapter, which you can read for free on Amazon there in Moodle page. We're also going to watch one movie. I'm saying it's on Netflix. It is on Netflix, but it's also, I think you could probably get it other places as well. If you run into problems getting it, let me know. I've created some video lectures. You're going to do all assignments and submit them to Moodle. If there's a problem with Moodle, or maybe I should say when there's a problem with Moodle, email me and let me know. Please don't email me your assignments. That kind of worries me. I'm always... Don't do that. Let me know there's a problem with Moodle. I'll fix Moodle because it's probably impacting a lot of other people. Assignments are due on Sunday at midnight. You are encouraged to stay in communication. No need to apologize for communicating. So, all right, we've got a couple of assessment goals there. We've got some expectations here. If I email the class, I'm going to email it to your Shawnee College email address. If you don't like your Shawnee College email address, for instance, and you prefer your Yahoo account, you can have Yahoo suck your Shawnee email address, or Shawnee email into it somehow. I think you create a POP3 account. You'll need to check with someone smarter than me about that, but this is an online class, so you'll need on-demand internet access. Means like don't be borrowing it from your neighbor if your neighbor's not reliably able to give it to you. Don't do it on your phone. Don't use the library. These are just things that like students have done in the past that have just not worked out very well. So, all right, what else? There's no specific time that you need to be online. You just need to be online multiple times per week. The student that tries to just do it like once per week on a Saturday typically is not successful in the class. So if there are things that come up during the semester, please stay in contact. If your computer explodes or I don't know, something happens that prevents you from, doing that week's assignment, the sooner I know about it, the more options we have. All right, AI policy. This has become much more of a challenge in the last few years than it was. Here's how I understand that learning happens. You take in information in various ways, and then you chew on it, and then you try to make it fit or not fit with the old information that you've learned, and then you re-communicate that. They say the best way of learning is by teaching. So in writing a paper, you're kind of teaching your reader, right? If all you're doing is spitting out the textbook's information or AI's information or what somebody on, I don't know, Coursera or I don't know, Course Hero wrote, that is not evidence of learning. Just in the same way that if I am just copying, pasting Japanese, I don't necessarily understand what I'm copying and pasting. So that's why I write here about the AI policy and the importance of being able to write in your own words. It's the only way that I know that you understand things, and furthermore, it's the only way that you know that you understand things. And then if you're writing what you understand, then I can say, oh, okay, here's what you got wrong and here's what you got right. Right? And that's a positive thing, because you don't want to believe things that are inaccurate. Neither do I. All right, I have a unique late policy, and that is that things are due on Sunday at midnight, but if you don't submit them that day, then you have a hard due date, which is the last day that things can be submitted, and that's after Sunday at midnight, normally. So for instance, this first week, if you don't submit things by Sunday at midnight, it's late, but you do have until the hard due date to submit it. Do not take this as license to just fluff off and don't submit things on time. That ends up hurting students in the end. But if things happen that are outside of your control, then you do have the ability to submit things by that hard due date. There are 2 hard due dates throughout the semester, one in October and one in November. All right, where does your grade come from? We call these artifacts. The big assignment is the chapter summary and response. Sometimes I just refer to it as the chapter response. It is a paper over each chapter that you are going to write, in which you are going to summarize the chapter in about a page, and then you are going to respond to it in about a paragraph. Okay? These are the response I'm looking for. I want you to connect. Don't just tell me that it's great or it's terrible, right? Tell me why. Tell me how it connects to your life. Tell me about questions that you might have, disagreements, things like that. I'm looking for a response, something that tells me that you've thought about this. All right. Class discussions are another part. You're going to respond to a question or multiple questions that I give on a weekly basis, and then you're going to respond to 2 other students' posts. Okay? There are exams. There's one about mid-semester, and the other one is at the end, called the final. Right? Some general tips for communicating online. A semester, like the typical week, what we will be doing is you're reading the chapter. Now, a couple of weeks we're doing 2 chapters because this class has been shortened, right? But we still have to cover the same amount of material. So some weeks we're covering 2 chapters, but I think it's only 2 weeks we're doing that. I've created some lectures we're going to be discussing, and then you have this. Ooh, this is an error. It should say chapter. What should it say? We just talked about it. This chapter summary and response. So I will fix this before you see this video. And then most assignments are due on midnight. The exceptions are the final and then these 2 hard due dates. So, all right, I've got an academic honesty policy, just in case my other one about AI didn't drive the point home. And then I've got the outline of what we will be doing each week throughout this semester. This is subject to change. Occasionally I make errors, especially when things are changing, like we have the class starting, a month late, but otherwise I try to do the best I can and stick with this. So I've created some reading tips here, since you're going to be reading and summarizing the chapter. I just find this is really helpful, rather than just trying to go through the chapter just with brute force, thinking about it in a more systematic manner, like surveying the text before you're reading and asking questions, then reading it afterward, reflecting, reviewing, things like that. So otherwise, the rest of this stuff is good, but it is similar to other classes. Got some emergency numbers. We have days we don't have class, but that's physical class, doesn't really impact us because we're online. We got a final exam schedule, but I've already outlined, I think, when the final final exam is due. What else? If you would like to withdraw from this class for some reason, doing it sooner than later and going through your advisor is the way of doing that. Otherwise, we've got a bunch of good stuff here, and that concludes my talk about the syllabus. Thank you for watching to the end, and if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email.